Hello. This lesson is about pets, and the language focus will be comparatives. So I will start by talking about my pets, and when I finish we will look at the language of comparatives, comparative adjectives, and then by the end you should be able to talk about your pets. So my pets. When I was a child, I had budgies. I had 3 budgies. Budgies are small birds. They eat seeds and make a lot of noise and fly around in the house. I had a yellow budgie, which I loved. A female, I called her Polly, as it is a typical bird name, but also a woman's name. Polly didn't fly much. She was always sitting on my shoulder, even when I went riding my bike. I had a blue budgie and a green one, but Polly was friendlier and more amusing. She was more beautiful with her bright yellow feathers. The other birds were better at flying, and they were louder and more lively. But Polly was my first pet that I took care of by feeding her and giving her water. Which are the best pets? I like fish and birds because they are easier to look after. Cats and dogs are more popular than birds and fish. Dogs are friendlier than cats, but cats are lazier than dogs. I think cats are very lazy animals. My favorite animals are birds and then fish, because they are small and are able to do things that humans can't do. So those are my pets in the past and my opinion about pets. Let's look at some of the language, specifically the comparative adjectives. So here is a question for you. What are the comparative forms of these adjectives? Rewind this video to check if you can't remember. Friendly, amusing, loud, good. Here are the answers. Friendlier, more amusing, louder, better. Alright, now we need to look at the rules. How do you make the comparatives for the following adjectives? Write your answers and check in the next slide. So the first one, 2 syllables, ends in a consonant and a Y. An adjective with 1 syllable. An adjective with 2 or more syllables. And the adjectives good and bad. So you need to pause this slide, go back and have a look at the previous slides, write down what are the rules for spelling these kinds of adjectives. Alright, the answers, here are the answers. 2 syllables, ends in a consonant and Y. Change the Y to I and add ER. So happy becomes happier. Number 2, 1 syllable, add ER. If it ends in consonant and vowel, consonant, e.g. hot, add an extra consonant. So hot becomes hotter, but you need to add an extra T. Now, one more rule. If it ends in E, only add R. So the example is free becomes freer. Number 3. 2 or more syllables. So you add more, there's an extra word before the adjective. So the example is beautiful becomes more beautiful. And number 4, good and bad are irregular and they become better or worse. Now we need to note one extra important thing. So here is a question. What comes after the comparative in a sentence? Look at the previous slides if you can't remember. So this is when we are comparing two things, dogs and cats. Right, the subject and the object. Dogs and cats. Dogs are friendlier. Can you fill in the space there? So let's check the answer. Dogs are friendlier than cats. Right, pause this video. Try to write down all of the comparatives for the following adjectives. This may take you a few minutes, so pause the video and write down each comparative for each adjective. Alright, the next slide has the answers. So we're going to look at the answers now. Friendlier, happier, sadder, more beautiful. Lazier, more interesting. Lovelier, hotter, colder, bluer, wetter, sweeter. Okay, and finally, now it's time to talk about your pets and what you think about animals that people keep as pets. Write a few lines about your pets. When you were a child, your pets now, and what you think about animals that people have as pets. You need to make a few comparisons. So you can go and write your answers and put them in the comments section of this video and tell someone that you know about your pets. So do a little writing, and then once you've finished writing your notes, you can find someone to practice with and start a conversation. So that's the end of this little free lesson on pets and comparisons. So thank you and goodbye.